Hello, my dear students. Welcome to the next session of chemistry. Now, in the previous session and all, in the previous parts, we have learned basic things about writing the chemical formula, writing the chemical equation, the symbols used for the different chemical equations. All those things are the one of the basic things that is required. Now, let us move to the next part now that we're gonna learn about atomic number, mass number, molecular weight, and finding the molecular weight of the different molecules. So that is the one of the basic and most important part. We should not go wrong in finding. So that's the reason. So we learn about these atomic number, mass number. See the mass number, there could be other name that would be used for this one is atomic weight also. There's a small difference, but you can understand, or you can understand in that way that they're almost similar. Okay, there's a small difference also. So one by one, we'll try to understand. So what do you mean by the atomic number now? Atomic number, it is the total number of atomic number of an element. Okay, atomic number of an element is the total number of protons or positive charge. Now you may ask, it could be even termed as a number of electrons also, right? Total number of protons or positive charge or electrons also, but I'm not writing that electron because sometime the atom may lose the electron, it became ion. So number of proton and electron may not be equal in ions. So better way to term it as the total number of protons only, because proton number will never change. If you are changing the proton number, okay, we cannot change it. If somehow if you are changing the atomic number, means proton number, then the atomic number only changes. If you are changing the number of electron, atomic number remains same. For example, if I take carbon, if I remove electron, or if I take sodium and remove electron, it remains as sodium. But if you say take sodium and remove proton from that, it becomes different. So that's the reason it's better to term this one as a number of protons or positive charge in an element. Okay, in the nucleus of an element. In the nucleus of an element. So that is what you call as a atomic number. For example, if I tell atomic number of carbon 6, okay, 6, atomic number of carbon is 6. What do you mean by that? It contains, okay, it contains 6 protons. It contains 6 protons in the nucleus, in the atomic nucleus. So first of all, you must understand an atom is made up of protons. There is a neutron which is called as a nucleus, and electrons will be surrounding. All this type of model, okay, atomic model, we learn in the next parts, okay, next parts. But basically it's everyone is clear with this thing about the atomic number and all. So let us learn for this first, then we'll go for that one, okay, models and all. Then if I write n equal to 7, what it indicates? It contains 7 proton. Okay, it contains 7 proton. Got it? As well as an atom will always contain the same number of electrons also. For example, carbon contains 6 protons and 6 electrons. 7 protons, 7 electrons. But electrons you can change. For example, if I remove an electron from this one, it could contain 6 proton and 5 electrons. Still it will be called as a carbon. But if I remove proton, it cannot be called as a proton. It cannot be called as a carbon. It will become a different one. So that's the reason the basic thing about the proton, okay, understanding about the proton, understanding about the atomic number is to term with protons. That will never change. Got it? Let us learn now about the next part now. The next part is about the mass number. Okay. So mass number of element. Before going to that, I must add one more thing. Okay, I just forget to add one more thing here. I just forgot to add one more number here. What is that thing that I forgot to add is symbol used for this one. Okay, symbol used for atomic number. Okay, atomic number. Always remember, if I use this symbol, you must understand that is I'm referring to atomic number, that is Z. Got it? So let me tell you that carbon has Z value which is 6. Got it? Means it's atomic number. If I only mention that oxygen's Z value is 8, what it indicates? Its atomic number is 8. What it indicates again? It contains 8 proton in its nucleus. Right? Okay. So after learning this now, okay, after learning this, let's here only I'll try to write the next part, that is about the atomic mass number. Okay, atomic or only mass number. What do you mean by the atomic mass number or mass number? It is the total number of, okay, it is the total number of protons, right? Protons is here also, but it is not only containing proton plus total number of, it is the total number of protons plus total number of neutrons. Okay, neutrons present in a nucleus. Okay, instead of an nucleus, in a nucleus of atom. Got it? So what do you mean by the mass number now? Mass number could be termed as, it is the total number of protons and the neutrons present in a nucleus. The counting, okay, the whatever the counting, for example, if I take a nucleus, if it contains 7 proton and 8 neutrons, so total will be 15. So that 15 is the mass number of that particular element that I have taken. For example, here only I'll write the example here. Example, okay, example could be given like this. Carbon, which has a Z value 6. What is Z value? Atomic number 6. Has mass number, okay, has mass number 12. What it indicates? Already it contains 6 proton. The remaining must be neutrons. Okay, neutrons. For example, if for rough idea you want to have, if this is a nucleus and these are the carbon's nucleus which contains 6 neutrons. Got it? You can see that it contains 6 neutrons. Somewhere I'll draw here. Okay, you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now if I use a different color, you will clearly understand that the blue one is a proton. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. So it contains proton, which is blue in color, 6, and it contains neutron, which is also 6. So totally mass number would be 12. Got it? So this is how we can understand some basics about the atomic number and mass number. And let us move to the next. Here only I'll use one more thing. Okay, the thing that is written over here, that I'll write here. Symbol used will be symbol, because we are mainly discussing about the symbols used, right? Symbol used will be, your symbol used will be means symbol used for the atomic number will be, or sorry, mass number will be A. Got it? It is A. So if I write, okay, say I'll remove all this and generalize the thing now. Okay, let us generalize the thing. So if I remove all the things, you can take the screenshot. Then you can write if you are making notes. Then since all these things are known to only, for example, see, if I write an element, okay, I'll write an element. If I write an element X, okay, X, usually symbol used for that element with atomic number and mass number along, okay, you can write here the symbol used along with mass number and atomic number will be X, X, Z, A. Got it? So what it indicates? This is that element, this is the atomic number, and this is the mass number. Example, okay, example here, if I write oxygen 8, 16, means oxygen O has, capital O has, means oxygen has 8 protons and 8 neutrons. Got it? So it contains 8 protons and 8 neutrons. How it is 8 neutrons? It containing, sorry, it's better to write first, okay, as it contains 8 protons, or better way to write, okay, better way to write is oxygen has atomic number. First of all, we'll understand in this way. Atomic number, that is Z value is 8, and mass number, that is A value, that is 16. So what it indicates? It contains 8 protons and 8 neutrons. How it is it? 16 minus 8, if you do, it will be 8 neutrons. Got it? So in this way we can understand. Clear? So here we can write for some other also. For example, sodium. Okay, sodium we write like this, Na1123. So what it indicates? Sodium, Na has has Z value 11, that is protons is 11 and A value that is 23. So 23 minus 11, that is equal to 12, will be number of neutrons. Okay, will be the number of neutrons. Got it? So this is a basic thing that we must learn about the atomic number and mass number. Let us go for the next one. Okay, that is atomic weight and molecular weight. Got it? So let's try to learn now. Students, after learning about atomic number and mass number, let's try to learn atomic weight and molecular weight, especially about the atomic weight. Okay, atomic weight, how it is little different from the mass number, that also we'll try to understand. So first of all, I'll write the definition here. What do you mean by the atomic weight? Atomic weight is the ratio of, okay, atomic weight is the ratio of mass of and an atom. Okay, it is the ratio of mass of an atom of element divided by, okay, mass of an atom of element divided by mass of hydrogen atom or atom of hydrogen. Okay, hydrogen atom or atom of hydrogen. So what is this now? This is actually the ratio. We tell that atomic weight or mass number of a carbon is 12. Mass number we understand, so total counting of that total number of protons plus neutron. But what is this now? I told you that both are same, right? Both values will be same, but there's a small difference. It's actually the ratio. Okay, ratio of mass of an atom of it. For example, what is this mass of an atom of element? If I take sodium atom, okay, it contains so many. It is a sodium. Okay, this is a sodium element. It's an element of sodium. It contains so many sodium atoms only, okay, not different sodium atoms. So this one atom, okay, this one atom, its weight will be taken here. Okay, that weight of the sodium, imagine it's around like 23 or something, divided by, okay, weight of one hydrogen. You have to take the element, okay, you have to take the element hydrogen, one atom you take, its weight will be around 1 only. Okay, it's 1 only, so that is hydrogen. So you compare with this one. Okay, so definitely 23 by 1 is 23, so you will get the atomic weight as 23 only. Got it? It is just like a comparison. Okay, it's just like a comparison, right? Okay, so ratio of mass of an element of it. So let's try to understand. So much of confusion, right? What is mass number, what is this atomic weight? So actually there is a different way of understanding. One way I'll tell you, okay, one way I'll tell you. For example, if you take one atom of hydrogen, okay, if you take one atom of hydrogen, do you know, is it easy to find the atomic weight of this one? Is it no? Weight of that one will be very less. You know, its weight will be one atom of hydrogen. If I consider only one atom, imagine even this smaller than this, its weight will be around 1.6 into 10 raised to minus, okay, it will be around 1.6 into 10 raised to minus 23 or something. Its weight will be around that 23 or 24 grams per, okay, so that much less. So, or it would be better to understand in this way. If you are taking 6.022 into 10 raised to 23 hydrogen, its weight will be 1 gram. So these many crores of hydrogen would make only 1 gram. Then how to find the weight of one element? So it is never easy to find the weight of one element. So therefore we take the ratio. For example, if I calculate, if in the calculation, if I tell you take one mass of one atom of carbon, it will be very less, in the range of minus 20, minus 22, 23, in that range. It will be very difficult task to do, right? So for that reason only, what we're going to do is we're going to compare the mass of hydrogen to the mass of that element we have taken, and whatever the value we get, that we called as a atomic weight. Got it? So that is what we call as a atomic weight. So what is this now? Let me take one atom, okay, or atomic weight of carbon, okay. That would be mass of an element, mass of one atom of element of carbon is 12 times compared to the mass of hydrogen. So that's why I'll get 12. So I'll tell you what exactly is atomic weight of carbon is 12. One carbon atom weighs, okay, one carbon atom weighs 12 times, or it will be heavier, it will be 12 times heavier than one atom of hydrogen, okay, one atom of hydrogen. So that is the simplest way to understand. Whenever you are getting, for example, one nitrogen atom weighs 14 times, that's why the atomic weight of nitrogen is 14. Why? Because its weight will be 14 times than the hydrogen atom, okay. I'm writing in short, but understand, because I'm telling repeatedly, I'm telling. So if you take one atom of hydrogen and if you take one atom of nitrogen, when you compare, this will be 14 times heavier, okay, compared to the hydrogen. If it is hydrogen, if it is nitrogen, this will be 14 times heavier. Got it? That's the simplest way of understanding. For example, if I take sodium, atomic weight of the sodium is 23. What do you mean by that? There are two ways, okay. If you count the total number of proton and neutron, that also comes out to be 23, and if you compare with the mass of hydrogen, that also comes to be 23. So what it indicates is, if you are comparing hydrogen mass and sodium mass, sodium would weigh 23 times heavier compared to the mass of hydrogen. Got it? So that's the simplest way of understanding, because this simplest way of understanding of this atomic weight is important in finding the molecular weight. So let us try to do one thing now. What I'm gonna do is, since I'm going to tell you how to find the molecular weight of a different molecule or the compound, let us write one basic thing here, okay. What I'm gonna do here is, I will be writing in this side, I will be writing element, okay, element and its atomic weight, okay, atomic weight, that we're gonna use here in finding. So here this double line tells that the line is continued here, okay, this is double line. After finishing here, we'll be continuing here, okay. Again, this is element and this one is atomic weight, okay. For example, if I write the first 20 element, hydrogen, okay, with atomic number 1, helium, that is atomic number 2, okay. We'll do one thing, I'll pause the video, I'll complete it, then I'll continue with this part, okay. Dear students, so I told you that I have written the element along with the atomic weight. So what you can say is, hydrogen has atomic weight of 1. Why it is 1? Because if you compare the weight of hydrogen with the weight of hydrogen only, you will get 1. For example, if you compare my weight with my weight only, the ratio will be 1. For example, imagine if my weight is 60 kg and compare with my weight only, that is also 60 kg. So 60 upon 60 will give 1. So that's why this value is 1. But all the values will be different than 1. Why? Because it will be heavier, because it contains more number of protons and neutrons compared to the hydrogen. Hydrogen has only one proton, okay. It does not even contain the neutron. That's the only element, okay, in the periodic table which does not contain any neutron. Got it? Okay. For example, helium 4. What it indicates? Helium is 4 times heavier compared to the mass of hydrogen. Got it? Okay. So this is about the element, because we know there are only 118 elements and there are crores of the molecules or the compounds around us, right? So that's the reason it's better to learn about the thing, that is about the molecular weight, because the molecular weight will be derived from this only, by taking the atomic weight only. So let us try to understand that, okay. So what do you mean by the molecular weight? Just like the atomic weight, okay, just like the atomic weight, it is the ratio of, okay, I've written that only, it is the ratio of mass of, okay, mass of one molecule of compound divided by, again same, mass of one atom of hydrogen, okay, mass of one atom of hydrogen. So with the mass of the hydrogen, if you compare whatever the molecule mass is there, for example, if I write NaOH, okay, if I write NaOH, if it contains compound of NaOH, there are so many NaOH. If you take one NaOH now, okay, one NaOH, and if you find the mass of this one NaOH, compare with the mass of hydrogen, then whatever the value you're gonna get, that is what you call as a molecular weight of NaOH. For example, to simplify, hydrogen mass is 1, okay, mass is 1 usually, and generally in round of form we take 1, and the mass of NaOH, if you count by using this only, you will be getting 40. So what do you mean by 40 now? NaOH mass will be 40 times heavier compared to the mass of compared to the mass of hydrogen. Got it? So that is the molecular weight now. So without wasting any time, let me tell you how to find the molecular weight. Just I told you that 40, right? But how it is 40? How you are getting the molecular weight as 40? That I'll explain now. Okay. So without any wasting of time, let us try to learn how to find the molecular weight, because molecular weight finding is very important in chemistry, because so many calculation. In the next part we'll do some calculations. For that calculation now we need to find the molecular weight. So I'll remove this also. We'll utilize this space for the finding the molecular weight. So how to find the molecular weight then? So we'll try to find the molecular weight of the molecule. Let me take that example only. Find the molecular weight of NaOH, right? How to find the molecular weight of NaOH now? It is very easy. Okay, it is very easy, as it contains only one atom of each. So how to do it? This one is okay. How to do the or how to calculate the molecular weight of NaOH is number of atoms. Understand this? Whenever you are finding the molecular weight, it will be number of such atoms into its atomic weight. That's why I have written the atomic weight here. Got it? It is summation of, okay, it is a summation of number of atoms, okay, different number of atoms into its atomic weight. What does that summation means? You need to add all the things, okay, you need to add all the values that you're gonna get. For example, for NaOH, okay, see, NaOH mass is written here only, means sodium's. What are the elements? First we'll find out. It contains sodium, it contains oxygen, it contains hydrogen, and the masses are written here. For the first example I'll write here. It is 23, this is 16, this one is 1. So how to find the molecular weight now? Sodium is only one, number of atom is 1. How many sodium are there? 1. And its mass is, atomic weight is 23. Summation means add it, okay, just go on adding. Oxygen, that is 1, and its mass is 16, plus hydrogen 1, and its mass is 1. So just add all these things. So this will give you 23, this will give you 16, this will give you 100, sorry 1. So totally 23 plus 16, 39 plus 1, that is 40. Okay, it's 40. Since it's a ratio, there is no need to write any unit. Okay, usually ratio will not carry any unit. So by this way you can find the molecular weight of any element. Now let us do one thing. This is the simplest one. That contains only one single atom. Very easy. Now let us go for different examples where it contains more than one. Let us take one simple one only. Let us find the molecular weight of carbon dioxide. Got it? So it contains carbon and it contains oxygen. Since it's a second one, easy one only, still it's a second one. Let me write the molecular weight. Carbon has a atomic weight actually is 12, and for oxygen is 16. So again do it, the substitute. So one atom of carbon, okay, one atom of carbon into 12 plus, okay, plus how many atoms of oxygen are there? 2, okay, 2. You can put in bracket also if you are getting confused, but always multiply first, okay, multiplication should be first, then summation. So 2 times of 16, so it will be now 12 plus 32, it will give you 44. Okay, so like this we have to find the molecular weight of the given molecule. Got it? Now let us go for a different difficult one. Okay, let us go for some difficult one and let's find the molecular weight of that. We can consider this as a second level of finding. Okay, second level example. This was very easy, direct. Now let's go for the little difficult one, like CaCO3. We'll try to find the molecular weight of CaCO3. This is third one, right? Similarly, we will try to understand or go for an element like which contains a bracket. Okay, so which contains a bracket. So next one we will discuss about, see, this is a different one, or we can go for BOH thrice. So let us, in the second set we will discuss this, and in the third set we will discuss still a more difficult one. Okay, not a difficult one, but little complicated one where you're gonna get so many different numbers. So let us solve this one. So it is the same now. I won't write the again atomic mass here because it is over here. Calcium, you can see the last one, which is 40. Okay, So it is 40, and also it is only 1. So there is again no need to mention that 1. Every time there is no need to mention that 1 number here, okay? So directly write 40. Again carbon is 1, so its mass is 12. Plus, now the oxygen is 3. So now it's better to mention 3 into 16. So let me add it. So 40 plus 12 plus this will be 48. After counting 48 plus 12 is 60 plus 40, that is 100. Okay, got it? Now let's go for this one, which is little different one. Okay, little different one, where mg, there is only one mg, so no hesitation in writing it. So mg mass is there, that is 24. Plus, now what to do? Now there's a bracket here, right? And whenever there's a bracket, okay, remember, whenever you are getting some number, right, mg, here sh twice is there. So what it indicates is this whole unit should be multiplied by 2. Now what if I give in this way? 3 times of whatever the number which comes as a prefix here, okay, before only, okay, that should not be considered. If I give you 3 mg sh twice, still you have to find the mass of only one molecule. Then you can multiply the total, it will be there, okay. But there is no need to consider this one, this number which is written over here. You can see everywhere, whenever we are writing the molecular weight, we will usually write only one number, okay, one for one atom you are finding. So similarly, so for one atom, okay, let's again, I'll tell you that for one atom or one molecule, so if I write mg sh twice, so this 2 is there for the complete molecule. So therefore, whenever you see bracket, you put the bracket for that whole molecule. Okay, it means I will write 2 times of. Okay, first you write this only 2 times of. Put the bracket. Okay, you can use any type of bracket. Put the bracket. Now write the atomic mass of this. So there is only one atom of the direct line, right? That is, you can see sulfur, that is 32 plus hydrogen 1. Okay. So now we'll count it. 24 plus this, you can keep as it is. Now 32 plus 1 is 33, right? So it will give 24 plus 2 times of 33 is 66. So when you add it, okay, when you add it, 66 plus 24, it will be, okay, so this will be 0, right? This will be 0, or directly you can add, okay, 66 plus 4 will be 70 plus it will be 90. Got it? Okay. Similarly, we'll go for this. So boron mass is given here, it is 11. One molecule, there is no need to mention 1 into. Then 3 times of, we can put the bracket, oxygen is 1 only, that is 16, plus hydrogen 1. So you can go for writing it, that is 11 plus 3 times of 17, right? So 11 plus 3 times of 17 is 51. Got it? It is 51. So it will be 62. Got it? So this is the second set. Now we will go for the third set. I have written some examples over here where it contains so many different numbers. Now by looking at the numbers and all, don't get confused. Very simple way I told you, whenever you see the bracket, you write that first, okay. So let me write that first, 2 times of, okay. What is inside? Inside you see nitrogen, and also there is only one atom, there is no need to confuse, there is no confusion, right? Nitrogen has a 14, atomic mass is 14. So write 14 plus, but hydrogen is 4. What should be done? 4 into 1, okay, its mass is 1. Now close the bracket. Everything should be there inside. You can see one nitrogen, 4 hydrogen, right? Plus, again you plus, this everything should be multiplied. Carbon is 12 plus oxygen is 3 into 16. Okay, 3 into 16. Got it? Okay. So it will be 2 times of. So just multiply. 4 into 1 is 4. 4 plus 14 will be 18. Plus 12. This will multiply. So 16 threes will be 48. Got it? 48. Now you can directly multiply and add. So it will be 2 times of 18 will be 36. This will be 12 plus, is here only I'll multiply. So 60. 60 plus 96 will be, sorry, 60 plus 36 will be 96. Very simple, right? Yes. Now we'll calculate the last one now, and we will end up. And those who want more example, you can contact. So then I'll give. Okay. So 2 times of. First one let's give. And not, there is no such thing as bracket or something. So no need to worry. So 2. Aluminium mass is mentioned over there, that is 27. Plus, now put the bracket. Okay. Now just separate it. Bracket is there, so 3 times of, put the bracket. Sulfur, whose mass is 32, plus oxygen, whose mass is 16. How many are there? 4. Got it? In this way you have to do. So let us calculate now. Okay, so it will be 2 times of 27, right? It will be 54 plus 3 times of, now you simplify this first, 32 plus 16 fours will be 64. It will be 64. So again we'll simplify further now. 3 times of, okay, 32 plus 64. So if you add these two, you will be getting around 96, right? 96. Again we'll simplify with one more step. So let us just see once. Okay, it is 96. 96 threes are, okay, 96 into 3, okay, it will be around 282, right? So it will be around 282. So add finally. So 54 plus 282 you have to do. So you can separate also, right? 282 plus 54. So this will be 6. 8 plus 5 will be 3. 1. So 336. So 336 is the atomic weight of the aluminum sulfate. So like this we will be finding the atomic number. We will have understanding about atomic number, mass number, atomic weight, and by using atomic weight we will be finding the molecular weight. And this is very important concept in the chemistry. It's very basic. Got it? I hope you have understood. So next part, okay, in the next part we will try to learn some basic calculation we will do on the atomic weight only, okay, atomic weight, and by using equation that we have also learnt, right? Okay, thank you.